Peace. This is Wise for Wise Words Media. And yesterday was Thanksgiving. And in North America, Thanksgiving gives us a culmination of 3 F's: family, food, and football. So sticking with the latter, yesterday we had 3 very good games that the NFL provided. First, kicking things off as usual, the early game every Thanksgiving belongs to the Detroit Lions, and the Lions hosted the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills going into the season, Vegas and a lot of experts had them winning the championship, and I never went on record having them winning it because I just don't see it. They don't, to me, especially now, they don't have that aura of invincibility. They just don't. You know, like Josh Allen lately has been making a lot of like boneheaded decisions. And it kind of makes you think, is this the Brian Daboll effect? Is it the fact that Brian Daboll is no longer his offensive coordinator? Is that the reason why we're seeing sort of and I don't want to say, because that's a strong word, you know, I don't want to say regression, but you're seeing Josh Allen take a smidge of a step back. And you know, it makes you wonder, because you're seeing what the Giants were doing this year, early in the year, and what they're still doing. They still have a good record, but you see what they're doing with no talent. And Josh Allen is struggling this year, especially in the red zone. So kind of makes you feel like maybe he's missing Coach Daboll and some of the offensive schemes that he put together and that had turned Josh Allen into a star in this league. But they managed to pull some last-second heroics, get a field goal to win that game. And then that took us, speaking of Coach Daboll, to my New York Giants versus the Dallas Cowboys. Now, speaking of things I have been on record saying, like if you go back to my preseason video before the season starts, I said the Dallas Cowboys are going to be the best team in the NFC East. You know, again, experts in Vegas all said the Eagles. I said the Cowboys. I'm on record saying the Cowboys before the season even started. I strongly believe the Cowboys are the best team in the NFC East. They have another game against Philly, and they not only have another game against Philly, but this time Dak is going to be there. They have Dak. They don't have Rush this time. Cooper Rush throwing the ball. They're going to have Dak Prescott. So that's going to make things a lot more interesting. Schultz is actually going to be available this game. And that Schultz and Prescott connection is key. You know, CeeDee Lamb is his guy. But you got to, Schultz, you got to account for him. And then when you start seeing that Dak starts getting comfortable, going to Schultz, going to Lamb, Gallup for the big play, they hit you with that Zeke. They hit you with that Pollard. Their offense is very explosive. And not only that, but they have one thing that Philly does not have, and that is a Micah Parsons. Those guys, they're generational, man. They don't come every draft or every couple drafts, man. When you land one of those guys, you got to keep them, and you gotta be happy that you have him, because a guy like Parsons is a straight terror. The guy's a nightmare. And yesterday he proved it again. He caused some trouble with Daniel Jones, and yeah, he's a nightmare, man. That guy's a terror. And I think he and Dak are going to be the ultimate reasons why I put Dallas over Philly. Not saying that Philly's bad or Philly's overrated. Philly's a good team. Don't get me wrong. They're a very good team. They made a lot of good off-season acquisitions. They've even made some in-season acquisitions at the trade deadline. What are you doing, Duke? So, dude, what are you doing? Now you're going to hit the FedEx? This guy is still drunk. But anyway, so yeah, these dudes have a Micah Parsons and a Dak Prescott, which is far, I think it actually puts them over the hump over Philly. And again, Philly's not a bad team. It's not to say or discredit Philly. They're a very good team. Off-season acquisitions of A.J. Brown and even some of the trade deadline acquisitions have put Philly in a very good spot. But I just think those are the two big differences. It's going to be the quarterback position in Dak Prescott, and it's going to be Micah Parsons on the defense. That is going to give them the edge over Philly. But yeah, you know, my Giants, man, I gotta quote the great coach Bill Parcells, and I have to say, when he said, "You are what your record says you are," I disagree. You know, he's a genius, brilliant man, great coach, Hall of Famer, but I do not agree with that statement because the Giants are proving you're not what your record says you are. You know, like the Giants have a very good record, and we're at a point where maybe two more wins can get us in the playoffs, and we do have a few games that are winnable up ahead. So, but yeah, our record says one thing, but we do not have the talent. We're not that good. This performance that we've been witnessing this year from the Giants is all credit to the coaching staff. When you have a brilliant coaching staff like this, they get the most out of you. And they're getting the most out of this offensive core that is practically a practice squad. So you got to give credit to the coaching staff, and you got to enjoy the ride as a Giants fan. This is fun. You know, it's exciting to go into Thanksgiving about to watch a game with playoff implications on the line and division on the line. Like, that's exciting as a fan. But you got to be realistic also. You can't just let your fandom cloud your understanding, cloud your reasoning. We are not a good team, and we're giving it all we have. But now under Joe Shane, this offseason is going to be big. This is going to be his first big offseason with the books and taking certain players off the books and going after certain players in free agency and having yet another. He had a very good draft this past year. Let's see what he brings up this next draft. And, you know, we'll just have to wait and see what this team becomes. But it is good to see them winning during a rebuild, which is one of those rare things in sports. And in the nightcap, oh yeah, my main man, my favorite football player of all time. Yes, I said it. I'm on the record. That's my man, Justin Jefferson. Wow. I mean, Justin Jefferson is one of the most amazing players in all of sports today. In all of sports. He is a pound-for-pound king in sports. The plays that this man is able to make, man. Last night, they went up against a Patriots defense who, of course, with Coach Bill Belichick. Belichick will find schemes and ways to slow your favorite or your number one target or a quarterback. He finds ways to take away your best player. But that was to no avail last night against the Vikings and Justin Jefferson. I mean, they were throwing double coverage at him, triple coverage at him at times. And Justin broke for still over 100 plus yards, a touchdown, a Thanksgiving Griddy. Like, yeah, Justin Jefferson. The other day, I'm walking out my car, and I'm on my way to Walmart, and I see this kid hop out a van with his family, and as soon as he hops out the van, he busts out a Griddy. And I said, wow, Justin Jefferson is becoming bigger than the NFL. He's becoming a face, a household name, and a face of the sport, and a face of the sports world, period. For a kid to hop out of a van on a Saturday and bust a Griddy as soon as he gets out says a lot. So now, once again, something else that I am on the record of saying in my preseason video, my top 5 things to watch for this season, I did say this is the year of the Minnesota Vikings. They will dethrone the Green Bay Packers' long-standing reign on the top of that division. They're not only going to take them out and win the division, but I'm on record saying that the Vikings are going to the NFC Championship game. And I still stand firm on that. I don't care what happened in Dallas last week. My man Griddy, you got the running game with Dalvin Cook, and then that bringing in TJ Hawkinson. What a move. What a move. You know, even though that takes away from some of Thielen's looks, now you have to account for Hawkinson. And Hawkinson is big, good speed, great hands. You have to account for him now. And that will ultimately lead to more Griddy touchdowns. And it's going to be a very, very interesting NFC Championship game, whoever lands there, because I see it's going to be the Vikings against either the Cowboys or the 49ers. And that is going to be, I'm telling you, it's going to be one of them all-time games we're going to be talking about for years. But, yeah, the Vikings, another big win. They remain on top of the division. And Griddy becomes, or continues to become, a growing star in the national spotlight. So, yeah, that's my assessment for Thursday night or Thursday's Thanksgiving football games. Let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think the Cowboys really are for real, as I've been saying they are? Do you think the Vikings really are for real, as I've been saying they are? And do you think that Buffalo is just going through a little slump, but they are the favorites? Drop a comment, hit the like, let me know what you think. Peace.